Hey, welcome back everybody. So today I'm going to continue painting the ash wastes. I've managed to finish the Orlok sort of beetles, and man, these are lovely miniatures. I mean, look at that, look how long that is. The second couple are a little fiddlier. Also found that I hadn't put the nose pieces on the first ones, so I've added those in. And I've just remembered I haven't got the mic clipped on, so hopefully you could hear me. Yeah, these are really nice. Really looking forward to painting these. Think really light, sort of dusty. Definitely a sand base. It's going to be needed for those. And I know someone asked me before how much gets left on the sprue. So a couple of different heads, an arm, another one of those spikes, and just an arm and a head. So not a lot left on these, which is good, well, it's great in terms of there's not a lot of waste. There's not really enough to try and build anything else with it, but it'd be interesting to see if we can use those heads down the line, and heads are great for particularly with this terrain. I might try and stick some heads on bits of terrain to see where they've been left. So where we're going to go into today is getting on with the Ash Wastes Nomads War Party. So looking at it, I think the first thing to be built is the Nomad Chief with mono hook and chain lance. He looks a nasty man, so let's start by finding the right so that's an Orlok one. Looking forward to playing with Orloks. Didn't have their book, but I think I've had a sneaky preview of Father's Day present, and I think that might be in my future. So that's some more Orloks. And next is this looks pretty. Ash Wastes. Yeah, there's the lance. Going to be coming back to that one, so we need that one. And ooh, look at that. So so that's two identical ones. That's interesting. Okay, we'll keep an eye out for that. So, and then the other two sprues we've got left are the Orlok cars. So we'll come back to those later. And definitely they only make 2 cars because there's only 4 wheels on each. So definitely not more than that. So we'll put them all to the side for now. Gone with the black background this time, so hopefully see the items stick out a bit better. So if that works, let me know. What's on everyone's hobby plans for today? I'm a bit like a bit of Grand Prix myself, so yesterday I did finish off those lovely, I think they're, what are they called actually? We should probably work out what they're called. They are dustback Helamites. Ooh, so like proper bugs. Finished them off yesterday. We're watching the Grand Prix. Today sneaking in a little bit of hobby. While I've got a couple of hours spare, and hoping I've got some time off this week, so looking to get some more hobby time, probably Monday night and Tuesday. See if I can stream that. He's got a peg leg. That's going to be interesting. Make sure we cut that flush. As usual with sprues, always difficult to find stuff at the start, much easier when you get into it. So that's the two bits. I need 24 and 25, so I'm looking for the little peg leg. Let's make sure that peg's clean. That's good. So it's like a little mechanical foot here, so suggests they, as their lore, which I haven't looked into at all, you can see that one there. That's they can definitely fashion things out in the waist, so that'll be great. 25. I'm looking for a backpack. They look like they've all got like sort of respirator backpacks. I'm getting a real Dune feeling with these guys, so might look a little bit into some more sort of Dune, the sort of the desert race, whichever the desert race are. If anyone knows, stick it in the chat. That would be handy for me. This one's got like masses of so 47. That's another bag. Oh, look at that. So yeah, like real respirators, and so definitely you have to paint these mindful for the fact that they are out in the dust. Those sort of simple colours, very worn, that kind of detail. Open up the bases where we can get there. They look all the same size. Favourite kind of bases. Could print some bases out that are a bit more fun, but actually I prefer keeping the bases reasonably simple, and if appropriate going into the bits box to grab stuff. So let's start with a bit of a dry fit. So ooh, that's a nice good start. And then the foot goes on there, so definitely good. That clean. It looks like an artificial sort of tendon on the back of the leg, like a servo. And then that one clips in on that way. Oh, that's a good start. Oh, that's, I'm a big fan of not quite push fit, but effectively push fit. I want to spend more time painting and playing than fighting assembling miniatures, and I'm not a massive fan of a long time on cleanup. I think that takes all the fun out of it. It's a little bit out of order because I want that to dry for a second. Actually, they're gonna fit into there, so just a smidge on there. Yeah, I think when I'm gonna spray paint these, I think I'm gonna undercoat them black and then give them a really heavy white zenithal to really try and bring out not just the details, but really lighten it so everything's quite light on top of it. Oh, that foot's really nice. Let's see if we can adjust it. There we go. Get the foot just inside. I think that's a bit better. That fits really nicely on there. Big fan of these so far. The riders, did the second set of riders yesterday. Definitely knowing how they go in makes them easier. And found that yeah, just getting them into the right place, that was the important bit, and then just adjusting the angles of the guns and the heads slightly. So wow, look at that. That is pretty impressive first mini so far. So loving these guys already. Really, yeah, really enjoying them. Eschers would be my favourite gang, but I'm already strongly thinking that these guys are like. Be interesting to see whether you can take them into the hive. Not seen the rules details on that, and that may well be in the gang book. There's sort of the Book of Ash, I think it's called, that's coming out soon. I'm really hoping that goes up for pre-order the next week or so. I might treat myself to that. It having been all of like 2 weeks since I've last been down to Entoyment, and yeah, if you're looking for any hobby stuff, if you live anywhere near Poole, go into Entoyment. If you don't, go onto their website, and man, they've got one of everything, and then a few more things after that. So, oh, look at that for quite like his sort of servo hand, or mono hook it's called. So he's got it like a shoulder plate. Maybe a tiny little, there we go. Space Marine shoulder, effectively. And the head, 43. Yeah, all the heads, where are all the heads? I can't find the head. Oh, the amount of time I spend looking for things on sprues, I could get like a whole other gang painted. And when I say painted, I mean spray painted. There we go. Let's just click. Oh, that's going to be an awkward one. Going from this side. There we go. So, how well are the arms going to go in? Oh, they're basically flush fit. Interesting that they don't have the ball of the socket, but it's taken out of the arms, as it just reduces the surface for it to glue on. Yeah, that's a good start. And ooh, of these bits I find really fiddly when you're doing them. There's no real easy way to hold it. Right, now we've got to squeeze the shoulder plate in on there. This for me falls into the unnecessarily fiddly bit of design. Oh, that's worked quite well. Let's just use the pliers to... Oh, that's actually gone in really nicely. I'm quite pleased with that. Yeah. Just drop the head on. I just find these ball heads have been really nicely done. They seem to have you've got a fair bit of options around the way you stick them on. That nestles into the shoulder pad as well, so yeah, pretty pleased with that. And then nice tiny base. Get a servo foot on there. Just do a quick check, they are all the same size. Just hold that for a second. There we go, look at that. And gotta say, if they're all going to be of this level of quality and detail, wow. Only thing that's going to be tricky with them, it's going to stretch the painting ability. But that's probably half the fun. So next is a Nomad Watcher. Not a lot of alternative details here. So this is the Nomad Watcher with Charge Caster, whatever that is. So parts 1 and 2. Here we go again. Looking, there we go. There's number 2. Now, just realised this camera is not picking up what I'm doing in any way at all, so I have to apologise for the hobby mess you can see now over here, but actually that might pick it up a bit better in terms of where I'm doing it. So that was 2, we need number 1. Hopefully this is the one next to it. There we go. Nice flowing coat, so I can feel a nice little bit of wash we used on these. If you can't paint it, agrax it is often the phrase that I would use. Shout out to my friend Ben, who pretty much would say that you can't do anything painting wise unless you've sloshed on a load of agrax. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need part 3. That's, oh, look at that one. That's some kind of drum. What looks like a. I was going to say it looked like a water drum, but I think it's attached to a weapon, so it looks like whatever that's connected to. And number 4 as well. We'll need that part. That's that one there. Yeah, so lots of flowing cloaks, lots of material. We saw that on the terrain. So definitely sort of greys. I think if paint them light, but I think I might go for the sort of the grey look, and then really put some wash into the crevices and get that going. Right, so he's guys are going to go to... Oh, that's so nice and snug. That goes straight. On the painting, dude. Oh. Ooh. So nice and snug that I can't even put it together. Just a little bit of, just need to hold that together for a second. Oh, of course I've forgotten the head. Oh no, I did get the head, so I'll drop the head on there while we're holding it. If you don't like painting faces, this is gonna definitely be the ooh, he says knocking it off. This is definitely going to be the gang for you. There is not a bit of flesh anywhere. Just pause in for a second. Going through the door. I'll find out what that is later. I haven't ordered anything. So this needs to go in there. Ooh. So there's a couple of little holes. Touch there and that strip there. Definitely not there. And then backpack. Ooh. Flowing coat. So I'll drop some plastic glue on there. Testing the chat's work. Million. Oh. That's all a little loose, that one. Contact point's just a little bit lower, so a bit on there, hold that together. Yeah, chat's working, that's good. Yeah, he works well. Coming up on that. So we need to do the arms now. 6, 7 and 46. So there's 7. Yeah, more flowing cloaks. Yeah. I'm looking for the charge gun. Charge caster, in fact. Oh, there it is. So it's, yeah, it looks like a plasma harpoon type weapon almost. It's got a real rocket launcher back end feel. And 46. Yeah, lots of sort of animal bone horns and detail, lots of sort of twine holding everything together. Ooh. Yeah, we've all done that before, haven't we? Pinged something out. So I think we're going to start with the long arm here. Just going to drop a bit in there. Ooh. So the second arm comes in underneath this as a support. So I'm a big fan of arms that interact, but I can't be the only one that spends the entire time putting things together, knocking one thing or another off. Oh. Let's come back to the backpack. So where do the hands quite fit? Just up on the front. It just touches on the top. I'm going to do the feet well. So I'm trying to work how to get them up without. Yeah, so I find these really fiddly, these bits, and I've got no patience. But we can see he is pretty awesome. So, Trudan, he's much more fiddly. So we're on to the Nomad Warriors now, who seem to have, just for a bit of fun, I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bodies here to build. So let's get cracking with them. That moment when a tune that you love comes on and you just want to hum along to it. I shall spare you all that. Ten, 11, 12. Mm, 10. There we go. Oh, it's going to be a small little one. There we go. Again, tight, fits pretty tight. Just a little bit of squeezing. This one's got the turn it around. This. Oh, so he fits on there. Yep, that works. Oh. I definitely don't have the full dexterity of this. But that touch didn't really nicely there, so. Backpack. Oh, a backpack with a little notch. Love. Little notch. Nothing like a it goes here symbol. Have I got that the right way up? No, I haven't. And touch him on a bit so he's on his toes. And that's the first one. Again, these are all looking good. So next one is 13, 14. Yeah, this one's only got one fiddly bit. One of those tiny water containers. So very much like the ash waste, trying to keep myself hydrated as the day goes on. Apologies for anyone hearing the glupping water. Me pouring that out. As you can see, lots of other hobby stuff over here. Got some display boxes. I'm going to give those a go soon. Trying to magnetise the bottom of those. So 13, 14. And 14 there. And then 15, which is a leg. Looking for, alright, I need 16. That's the fiddly tiny bit. There's 15, there's the leg. Lots of sort of lower legs underneath cloaks. Actually, it hides the gripping point, so quite happy with that. And 17, looking for a bigger bit. Let's see this weird bit. Looks like there's a bit of, there was a bit of resin flush there, but just touch it, pinged off. Almost like a bit of stringing for those who've got a plastic printer. Okay. Oh, got a bit of a got that quite nicely, pleased with that. 22. Well, that's a good start. Right. You can see when I'm not sure of something because I actually try and dry fit it first. Nice big area. You can see that whole fitting is hidden behind the leg. So that works really well. There's the backpack again. Little clip space. Fingers out of the way, that sits in quite nicely. And then that needs to go in Yeah, those 2 points there. That's just definitely a little bit of working out where things go. Then working out how to get some pressure on what things you want without causing rotation, which I think by far and away is the thing that upsets models when you're doing them, is rotation. Now this guy looks like he's just on his toe. Oh, of course his toe is part of the wobbly leg. So. So of all the moans I have about GW miniatures, and this is particularly true for Blood Bowl miniatures, the sort of one leg up thing really bothers me, because when you get like the sort of bent leg like this and the flat leg, just a little toe stopping on the ground, they lean, they wobble, and yeah, you've really got to make sure that first foot's really secure, otherwise it's just so easy to knock them over. Probably easier with these kind of miniatures because they don't go down as much, but Blood Bowl, you're consistently flipping and rolling your miniatures, and generally it's okay if you do it yourself, but the last thing you want to do is do it to your opponent's miniatures as we go through, and that's happened a few times. So 21, 22, so this is the same as the leader. So the first time we are backed onto sprue 2. A bit of a repeat, so shows you how nice and versatile it is. It's the same base as the leader. 21 I'm looking for. Okay. Ah yes, Mr. Pegleg. So we'll need Mr. Pegleg. And so that's probably going to be part 24. Oh, shoulder plate guy. Interesting, I put the shoulder plate on this time before putting the arm in. That's interesting that you could, I mean, you can do it both ways, obviously. That's the way the instructions are set up, but interesting that it really pushes you to do it that way. So I need to find the foot. There we go. So there's the foot. And then I need to find his backpack. There we go. And the shoulder pad. And in we pop. Good start. Get the leg in. Now we know this time it touches into there. So might just yep, always easier second time. So That's good. And that's that way around. Oh. So trying to do the backpack and not touch the shoulder blade. Pretty tricky. I would suggest you do those the other way around. And just a general point about all of their backpacks, the contact points quite small. So don't be afraid of just squeezing in a little bit more once you've got it settled in, just to make sure you got the right points. Okay, let's see if this one's back on the first. 18, 19. As with all gangs, you pretty much know how to assemble them once you get to the end. And you can never remember it if you ever need to do it again. Other than classic ones which you see on communities a few times. I think the latest Norse Blood Bowl, there was a wrongly labelled head. Everyone figured that one out. I think the Griff model is one where there's a certain order to do it in. Yeah, you figure it out once you've played with it for a while, or better still, if you read it up on it beforehand. And of course, following my own advice there, I have not read up on assembling these beforehand. So yeah, see if that was any use for anyone. There we go. That was something just drops in there. Yeah, so the bodies have got lots of touch points, so that's not an issue when it comes to sticking them together. Long flowing cloak with this guy. What have we got next? It's just the backpack. Yeah. So, dead easy. Put a bit more there. Let's get the backpack on the right way round. And go from there. Yeah, the backpack, then the point of contact are sort of further down the backpack and to the side, so actually quite a big spread. Oh, his cloak is full on the ground, so that's going to be a fun basing material through that way trick. And then 1 and 2, I think we've done that 1 and 2 before. Yeah, so second sprue. Now I've seen a lot of people magnetise a lot of Necromunda due to the sort of interchangeable weapons and details. I'm not a big fan of that, mainly because I will lose bits, to be frank and honest. It's more paint, it's more fiddly, and a lot of what I do is play solo or with friends. I'm not a competitive gamer for this. This is fun, this is what I like doing, so I'm not quite into the what you see is what you get. Much more into the I'll assemble what I think looks cool, what looks nice, and then I will be really clear. And I think that's one of the best things for all miniature games is actually if you're clear and you label. So I'm a big fan of nameplates on miniatures, and I'll print them off myself. Be really clear with them, and you give the other person what they've got and walk them through. That's the best way to do it. I think that if there's about to be a gotcha moment where you're like, you forgot that this guy had that, tell your opponent. Have a bit of fun. I mean, unless you're being like uber competitive, it's going to be a more fun game. And I sort of work on the basis, the more fun you have, the more likely people are to play more often. The more likely people are to play more often, the more games you're going to get. The more games you're going to get, the more fun you're going to have. So don't try and run people out of the hobby. But I know people aren't doing it as a like, ha, I've got you now, and now you'll never play Necromunda again. But it is a game. No one's making a living out of playing Necromunda competitively and gotcha moments on the board. And if they are, well, A, how did you manage to do that? And B, well done to you, because that means Necromunda is more popular and it's got a massive gaming scene, which it's got tournaments and details, but yeah, we all know it's not got a huge esports scene and running around and that kind of detail. So there's this leg guy again. So we know where this one goes this time. And I know I've said it a few times, but one of my biggest games I play is Blood Bowl, and actually help TO tournaments for Blood Bowl. So I really like playing in tournaments, but actually one of the best things is seeing other people have a great time in Blood Bowl and play it through. And people aren't going to have fun and come back if you don't make it fun. So in that case, big fan of playing simple. And we always say, it's like label your team well, tell your opponent what they're doing, help them through with it. They're much more likely to do that for you then. And the classic, you're just about to do that, do you really want to moment. Blood Bowl, a game that induces the I have no other choice, so I will do the thing that's unlikely to work. Just need another head for this guy, number 5. But you want to go into that knowing that your opponent's chosen that, because it will come back to you in spades. So a big fan of that with Necromunda, and Necromunda's also got one of the things that can be the most controversial, not bases and touches and angles and details, no, line of sight. And the consistent, is that a direct sight? Is he partly in cover? Is he fully in cover? We've all been there over the years with various different war games, and the consistent argument of, is that line of sight or detail? Laser pointers make it a lot easier. I remember the old do you remember the old red plastic long lines for Necromunda? That was from sort of the very first set. They were great. They were quite handy. You'd be spending your time like feeding them through terrain and knocking stuff over. They were really good until you left them in the sun, and then they gained a natural bend. then you had your own problem that you generated like a gravitational pull of every shot over a long distance. Generally with Necromunda though, the biggest area is snipers, and oh, something moved. And the old sniper set up at the start of the game, and picking off someone a million miles away, and lots of ups and downs, and trying to work out whether they've been got or not. Ooh. Come back. So that is the end of page 1 and 2 of the Nomad Races. So happy to turn over. Oh, I'll just, as I've done that, I've seen a nameplate, so I'll show you an example of these. So these are 3D printed. They come up pretty well. As you can see, that's a coach one. Just tap it on. Let's see if I can show this a little bit easier actually. There you go. So yeah, these are really good. And to paint those, that's the way I paint these is really simple. I just spray paint them silver, or I think it's plate metal, the Armour Painter plate metal. Then Null wash, paint the edges gold, maybe a bit of dry brush, a bit of Null oil, go from there, really clear. Right, so we are now on to heads, arms and banners, and then that's going to be the warband painted. Wow, so actually I've got spare bodies. I've got quite a few spare bodies. So we've done 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I missed a ×2 somewhere, I haven't, but so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, you can make 10. So I think before we get into heads, I think we might make some more bodies. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weapon types. So I've already heard the long rifles are pretty useful, so I think with the distance, I think the long rifle and blast rifle look a good start. There's another blast rifle there, that's a blast pistol. You've got to have a duve or two with a pistol to start off with, and then lots of different banner types. So yeah, I think we will make some more bodies. That's a phrase you don't hear often. Which means it's fiddly barrel guy to start off with. Just taken about an hour so far, and I've assembled two complete ones. And 5 bodies, so I think there's 3 more, and then yeah, we'll be able to crack them out. So 8 and 9. If I can find 9, there we go. 10, 11 and 12. So looking for all the barrels. There we go, first one. Big barrel, little barrel, and a backpack. 20, that's not it. 12, there we go. Ooh. And as we've already done this, we can just charge through. Good first start. Interesting that both points are quite close to each other. That's almost quite annoying. So barrel 1 is the back barrel. Barrel 2 is pops in there. Look at the page. See, definitely once you know what you're doing, things get a bit easier once you've figured out the basics. Oh. 13, 14. Uh, 13, 14. So, yeah, what's on? What's next? Well, I think it's working through. So I think next is the Orlocks, and I think I've finished them with the Orlock vehicles. I've still got the terrain sprues to go back to and clip everything off. And as always, when you clip everything off, there's a few bits that you find you want to use and drop onto other areas, or fill the good old bits boxes up. And running out of bits boxes. 14, 15. Oh, this is a weird leg guy. Uh, 14, 15. I need 17. Where's that? That's that one there. And a little barrel. Thank you for everyone who's popped in so far. You're welcome to say hello. Tell me what you're working on. Tell me what you like or don't like about Ash Wastes. I think generally feedback in the community's been pretty good, and an expansion for Necromunda effectively takes it outside, and I think we're all looking forward to seeing what other vehicles and details you can have. And yes, we're all waiting for, is there going to be the Judge Dredd bike for the Judgment guys. For me, I'm not too fussed about the Judgment bike, partly because I want to use them as the sort of bring your gangs back in line kind of gang. So I really want to use them as the arbitrator tool. So someone's getting a bit meaty on gang value, or got some bringing it down, and then pretty happy to use them in there. Must get my ambot out and make that. And why do I say well I'm a big, as I said, I like solo games. If you've seen, I've started a solo Warcry campaign, and as part of that, you've almost got to think about how you can keep it fun. And the reason for me of playing it is so I can bring other warbands into it, and it's an excuse to do more hobby for me. It gets me into painting the warband, so I can take videos and I can share them, and it's more as my own motivation. So I really enjoy doing that. But what I don't want to do is go, I started it sort of 3-4 months ago, and let's stay my Shadow Stalkers, who I love. There's a theme with the ones I love. Get a bit overpowered. I don't want to be there stuck, not wanting to play and how to go through. I want to be able to bring someone down, so I'm quite happy to destroy a lot of my hard work, bring it back in. 18, 19 and 20. And I think that's a good way to look at it. Bringing everything in line's fine. It was interesting, I was doing the Bonehead podcast last week. If you haven't heard the episode or seen it on the video, head on over. It'll be in the collab playlist, but just have a look on the Bonehead channel. Really interesting discussion about play styles, and the kind of play style you liked. And what I've really found is I quite like the sort of the control play style, and a sort of play against your opponent's style. Not sort of, you don't go into it and you go, right, this is my team, and they're out and they're gonna try and whack you off the board, and that's what we're gonna do. More slightly to sort of defensive, working it through plan. Oh, these backpacks are fiddly. And also then what we call the mixed play style. So you can change how you're playing depending on what the opponent gives you. So you play to your strengths or weaknesses compared to them. So that's got the extra couple of bodies done. That's pretty quick compared to the others. So Yeah, it's the road gang there. So the Orlok road gang as opposed to just the Orloks. Happy to say I've got an original gang of Orloks. I really need to get out and have a look at, see if how good they are. So heads. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I need heads. So let's have a look. I think all the heads look pretty good actually. So I'm just going to I'm just going to clip them off, put them on randomly. The only one I'm not going to use is that big one from the sort of the chieftain guy that we had earlier. But I like the rest of the heads. I don't dislike any of them. And actually thinking about it too much will A, just take away time, and B, not add any real value. So that's 4. Need 7 more. So basically all the heads actually. So I'm only going to be left with 1 head. At the end, so feeling like this is a sprue which I'm going to pretty much clear. Which I am also a fan of. Good, although it's nice to have a bits box with lots of bits in. I don't need one. I wonder whether that's going to make a difference when it comes. That's going to be how it works out with the gang and the weapons. Actually, that there aren't going to be that many alternatives. I think there are 5, and I've got 7 to do. So technically, I'm going to have 3 spare sets of weapons. So a little bit of options there. So I think that will be 4 long rifles, 2 blast rifles, and a blast pistol, I think. Yeah, I mean the long rifles, you could always call them blast rifles down the line. Pistol a little less so, and the stalking knife. I can't see a lot of stalking happening in Ashways unless you're running around inside the habitats and stabbing people. That feels like that might be a losing tactic. Yeah, a bit of a gap on that one. I'm just gonna I think it's just missed the holes. And then the banners, there are 5 of those, so there's going to be 3 spare as well. It's interesting there's less heads, considering heads are the classic touch them in. So, long rifles. So 34, 35 and 36. So these look a little fiddly. Oh, there's the first one. That's, yeah, they are definitely long rifles. They've got like a supportive but stock, but it's really lightweight. So that's going to be interesting to see. 34, 36. And yeah, the hands on the long rifle, so my favourite multi-piece weapon arms. $34. I'm looking for a bit of a spike. There we go. I'll do these in pairs. I think that's the easiest way to figure it out. Stroke get annoyed. I need the arm. That's up here. Right. I can already feel myself getting psyched up for this. So the arms across the body. Go with these two guys. So that's a good start. So it looks like that's the top. I'll do both arms. So that one's a bit easier. Ah. Oh, thumb shake. Ooh. Yeah, pleased with that. Well, that's a meaty weapon. Ooh, banner, so put him in the banner pile. So one in. So that the rifle's got a little sort of clip hole for the right hand arm, so I would fully recommend stick the arms on as I'm doing, sort of shoulders down to the elbows. Get them in just touched. They're reasonably easy to which way, and then you can see here, just this little bit here, there's a little tab effectively that sticks out. Then what worked last time, let's see if I can get it to work again. So if you turn it over so you can see that. You can use that as an anchor point. I think I might have got lucky first time around. Oh, thumb shake, so annoying. Check the shoulders, and yeah, another one in. That's good. They are awesome long rifles. So 36, 37, 38. There we go. So the second long rifle's just 2 parts. You can see the hand is already on the shoulder there. The second hand is on the weapon. It's like a fairy shoulder. So again, there's like a little tab point there, so I'm going to go for the same tactic. Of course, I'm going to make this difficult because I'm going to have this one. So wrong arm, I'm going to start with this arm. Didn't think that through. Oh, there's not a lot of touch points on that arm. And then this is the bit I hate with arms. I'm just trying to line everything up. So I'm just going to reinforce this here. There's actually a tab that's touching on. Yes. Right, let's see this guy. Just a little bit of fine adjustment. That's actually much easier. The one without the shoulder plate, easier to hold it together. And you can see that's nicely come together. I'm pleased with that one. So that was 4 long rifles. So what we do is just looking at, I think the build is 3 blast rifles and a blast pistol, so 32 and 33 more fiddly blasters. Careful on that one, it's a tab very close to a cloak fold. Be easy to clip the wrong bit. I don't think it makes much difference, but you want to do it as per designed. H233. Oop, nearly did it again, so definitely part 32. That fold, that clip there, really easy to look like it's the wrong bit. Right, more arms, got a bit of stringing there. So this will be definitely into the category of slightly cowboying it. So this has got like a dot tab. So again, as long as it fits in. And yeah, again fiddly. The trick is definitely to get the hand point in here and not knock the shoulder joint out, which I'll be honest, I failed abysmally first time around there, so let's see if we can do it better on model number 2. Remember again with this, put effectively the left arm. Interesting that everyone in Necromunda is right-handed. yeah, actually everyone is right-handed, so sorry for everyone who wants to see the variety. If you want to see variety, maybe 3D print a mirror. Ooh. Oh, this is going badly. So that one I managed to get the fingers in and knock both shoulder joints out. But done. So 30-31. Last double-handed. Stalking knife is that one. That's, as Dundee would say, now that's a knife. Nice arms to hang on to, those ones. 30-31, and with a tiny little stubby arm thing. There we go. So that's the last arm fight. So number 7 of putting things together. Can we get this one right? Does not look like there is a tab. This one, it is a plain hand. So easier in terms of positioning, but harder in terms of holding together. Ooh. So not too bad, that one. You can sort of get your fingers around it like that, hold it together, and boom. So now just the banners left to do. So let's clip a load of banners off. 45 to 48, so any of these will work. So again, I'm going to randomly clip them off and then try and pair them off. They give them quite a lot of height. Interesting for line of sight arguments. Might have to have a look at those. So 40, so that's 3. I need 4 more. So yeah, that's the first sprue. I've basically got a head and 2 arms left on that one. Oh, that's a... I haven't done the arms. Got all excited, moving on to the banners. Need to do the pistol. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. One more. Go for that one. I think we'll leave that one on. I like that unique gun. So 30, 31. Nope, done that one. 39, 40. Yeah, so actually, I'm going back to the first sprue. Other than one head, which I've left on, that is a complete sprue clear. And that's pretty much because of the way I've chosen the head. So yeah, just one sprue, one head clean there. And then on the second sprue, a little bit more. So the fancy head, the fancy backpack, the arms, because I didn't do the arms, that sort of rocket launcher, that lovely knife, and the mono blade. So basically this thing's off the original couple of models and the sort of the Juve ones. So yeah, pretty pleased with that. It's annoying. The clip is right on the arm, so it's not going to sit flush. And all the glue has gone in the hole. Yeah, he looks pretty good, pretty scary. I wouldn't want to, you wouldn't want to meet him on a walkway, let's put it that way. Right, all of these are pretty easy to do. Do you like the sort of the bear arm on that one? Again, working out which way around. Blast rifle guy. Just need to hold it for a sec, just get that action point in. be a banner short. Desperately learn to count 7. Oh, that's nice. I like that one. Oh, big fan of that one. So this one fits over most of the backpack. Oh, it does if you can work it out a second time. Yeah, just get the angle. Just need another. Actually, that's going. There we go. So there we go. That's all of them done. That is pretty good, pretty much like those. So those are the fighters. Then you add in and yeah, that is pretty awesome battle band. So very happy with that. That's the Ash Waste Nomad War Party made. I think we will probably wrap it up there. Thank you for everyone who's popped in and said hello. If you're making them, do let me know how it's going. Enjoy putting it all together. I think these will be great. Give them 20 minutes to dry, and then I'm going to whack them outside and get them primed. Thank you all. See you again. Happy gaming.